Yay. So, this is something new that I am doing for our beautiful wellness lounge, but also this is going to be for any prospects, customers, and existing brand partners to get to know a little bit about one of our beautiful divine beings. She's dear in my heart. Her name is Carly. She's from Canada. She is my upline and one of our top leaders of the company, especially in sales. We call it diamond rank, and I love it because she shines bright like a diamond. So I've got Carly here, nearly stuffed up the time zone thing, but we made it. And I'm going to ask her a few questions, and you're going to get to hear what it's like building a diamond team in our beautiful mental wellness movement. So thank you, Carly, for being here.
Yay, I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problems. It's the honor is all mine. So we'll get straight into it. I want to take you back to right before you started with Amara. You can let me know how long ago that was. And what did a ordinary Tuesday look like for you before you started this business?
So I've been with Amari for almost 3 years. I would say, like, yeah, I guess 2.5 years. And before I started Amari, I was a full-time real estate agent. So my days were full of appointments and sellers and buyers and running around constantly. I've been a realtor since I was 18 years old. It's kind of all I knew. Before Amara, I was in a different network marketing company, but it didn't pay all my bills. It paid some of them, but it was, more of a part-time type of income.
Yep.
So yeah, on a regular Tuesday, I would assume I was with buyers and sellers and hustling.
See, that sounds like you would have a pretty full, abundant schedule. So, what was the actual reason for you to say yes to this opportunity? What drew it? Like the real reason, not the reason that people say. Like what? Why Amare? Why change when you've got all that going on?
So I actually didn't want to join Amare. I'm going to be honest. It took me a year to even try the supplements. I'm very stubborn. And like I said, I was with a different network marketing company. I'm very loyal to a fault. So the company was kind of not treating us very well and floundering, but I was like still in it. And I watched my friends use these supplements for a year and they were feeling so good. And I was like, yeah, I'm happy for you, but like, I don't believe that they can do what you're saying that they're doing. That being said, I was in a really dark space. I was super overstimulated. I had tons of mom rage. I was exhausted, brain fog, just like I didn't feel like myself. Like I had literally done surgery to try to find my joy. Like I had gone to like the ends of the earth to figure out why I wasn't happy. And like I have a relatively good life, there's no reason to not have joy in all these things. But I didn't understand the gut brain axis. I didn't understand all the things that I ended up learning through Amari, but my friends were telling me that they were feeling amazing. And I was like, okay, you know what? You can't fall off the floor. So I will try your stupid drink and it will probably not work and I'll send it right back. So my girlfriend who sold me Amari, she was my downline at our old company. And I always train my girls to upsell, right? Like if you got them there, you might as well sell them the stuff. Anyways, it's a joke that we have between the two of us. So she sends me just Happy Juice. And at the time, it was a 40% off sale happening. It was a Black Friday 40% off sale. So I sent it back to her and I go, are you kidding me right now? And she's like, what? And I was like, I am low-hanging fruit, my friend. And I am ready to go all in. And you send me your smallest package. I'm like, didn't I train you better than this? And she's like, oh my God, I didn't want to upsell you and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, girl, just send me the big shebang. She's like, well, you have to become a brand partner to do that. And I was like, I don't care. If it's free for me to become a brand partner, just add it on. It doesn't matter to me because when you become a brand partner, we do have these like really great packages that you can join in with. So she sends me this like massive package. It was regularly like $700 and I got it for like $300. So I was like all in. I'm like, this is fabulous. And then she was like, do you want me to add you into all the groups? And I was like, absolutely not. I'm like, I'm not interested in building this as a business. I'm like, you know me, I bleed blue. I don't want to be in your groups. You're just going to talk crap about our other company. I'm not interested. She's like, okay. So I'm sitting there on the couch one day. My box comes. It's sitting there for 2 weeks. I'm so stubborn. I didn't even open it. And I will never forget this. She says to me, hey, I know for your 40th birthday you wanted to go to Greece. I want you to see where the incentive trip is with Amari. And I was like, okay, send it to me. It was a Greek cruise. Okay. So I'm very much like you. I believe in universe. I believe in alignment, all the things. And I was like, huh, this is crazy. Okay. Like wanted to go to Greece for my 40th. It was a little bit earlier than my 40th, but I was like, where else am I going to earn a trip to Greece? Right. But then I was like, okay, well, let's see how hard this is to earn because most of the time these trips are impossible to earn, right? I know with my old company, it was like, it was impossible. Just the top ended up going to these trips. Anyways, so I was like, okay, I'll share it and I'll just see what happens. So I end up earning the trip for 4 people in 40 days. Just by sharing it on my social media, I wasn't building a team. I wasn't doing anything. I was just like, because I started taking the supplements and they actually were really helping me. Like I instantly felt better. I felt calmer. My kids could snuggle with me at night. The big thing for me was sleep. Like I had been taking melatonin for 10 years. I wasn't taking melatonin anymore. I was like falling asleep without melatonin. It was like crazy what was happening. And then I was in full weight loss resistance for years. I couldn't, even though I was a coach, I couldn't lose the weight that I was trying to lose. And I ended up losing 6.5 pounds in my first week. So like I had like things that were happening. So I was like just sharing it casually on my social media and people were interested. Anyways, easiest trip I've ever earned. We are known to have the easiest trip in the entire industry to earn. You were just on one with your daughter. It looked beautiful. You guys were in Hawaii. Just those types of experiences. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I a cruise to Greece and my kids got to stay in Italy after for a week with us and like just like bringing I'm Italian, so bringing them home and like that would have probably cost me $25,000 if I had to pay for everything. And like that was comped by the company because I earned it. So that's literally how I started with Amari because literally my girlfriend was like, I know you want to go to Greece. Here's the incentive trip. I was like, okay, fine. Let's see what happens. And here we are. And then my old company messaged me and they were like, non-compete, like you can't do this. You can't sell this other product. You have to choose. And it wasn't a hard choice because I had never made the amount of money that I was making when I joined here. And again, it was casually, it wasn't intentional like posts. It was just like, this is what I'm doing. Like I had never made as much money as I did here. The products were helping me so much. And then the incentive trip, I was like, you guys can't match this at all. So I was like, okay, I'm out all in with Amari. That was 2 months later. And then I started to build a team.
That is so phenomenal. And that doesn't happen all the time. But you can see, and those that are watching, that how your energy shifts when you start talking about how the opportunity occurred. And it's sort of like it was there, but because you saw it, you didn't say no, you were ready. And I reckon that everyone around you would have seen the shifts, which is what creates the magnet because you just
Oh
dive
yeah.
straight in.
Everybody, like my friends call me Carly 1.0 and 2.0, like before Amari, after Amari. Like it's crazy. It's actually wild.
And,
It's
you know,
wild.
so many people, I think, need to hear that side of things because we automatically sort of refuse things if they look too good to be true. And like you said, you were stubborn with happy juice. And then just
Yeah.
even in a short period of time, how much it shifted in your body. And when your physical body feels good, your external world starts shifting because the battle starts to disperse. So I love that. And so when you go back to that sort of time and then building up to diamonds. So for those that are watching, diamonds one of our top ranks in the company, and that's what I loved about this business model is when I stepped into it. There are a lot of diamonds. That means there's a lot of people making a lot of money. My previous company, there was one or two people at the top of the company, and that was it. And it looked like a hill too far to climb. The fact that it a lot of people are able to reach that. Now, people would assume that you would have to hustle nonstop to get there. So, what did it look like? What did it take for you, understanding that people are watching, having never experienced any of this before? Like, what did it take?
Yeah, and listen, like I think that in any sort of business, whether it's network marketing or corporate, like if you want to get to the top of a company, there's work required. This is not
Yeah,
something where you can just sit on your hands and be like, one day I'm going to be a diamond, and then don't post about your business, don't tell people about the business opportunity, don't talk about the products. For me, it was just genuine sharing. And then when I started to see the money and what was possible and how much my life was being changed by the income of Amari, like I'm a firm believer in if you don't share it, it's almost like you're being selfish. If you don't share what's possible for people, and I was raised by a single mother, and for me, I know that if she would have had an opportunity like this to bring in an extra 10,000, 5,000, $3,000 a month from her phone, she would have. Like she wanted to, but back in the day, we didn't have, social media and cell phones and all that stuff. But if she would have had that opportunity, she would have. And so I come from that guys where it's like, I have to share this. This is somebody's biggest prayer. This is literally what somebody is literally right now being like, I wish I could make an extra $1,000 from my phone. I'm really struggling. I wish I could feel good in my body. I'm really struggling. I wish I could feel good in my brain. I'm really struggling. And imagine if I just sat back and I was like, oh no, I'm not sharing that part. No, I'm not doing that, right? And how many people, like I really believe that the energy of the universe is lifted when women help other women. And we are the nurturers, we are the life givers. And the more that we can give life and pour into other women and pour into other people and lift them up and show them what's possible, the higher the universe vibrates, the higher, all of our vibrations come. And so was diving difficult? Yeah. It wasn't easy. It wasn't like just one day I woke up and it was in my lap. It was supporting my team. It was onboarding. It was making sure I had systems in place, making sure people knew what they were doing,
yeah,
helping create content, helping create people build their social medias. This is not a me thing. This is a team thing. And really finding women that are aligned, that want big lives and that want to heal and that want to help heal others and really just you know, linking arms with them and being like, okay, let's go live that big life together and just supporting each other. And where can we grow and where can we help? And where can we make this happen for each other? Right. And I think you've experienced that since you've been here, where
yeah.
it's like, it's not a typical business where it's like, you're over here, you're by yourself, and we're over here, or I'm over here and I'm doing this. Right. So, I would say that if anybody is looking to get to the top of Amari, you gotta be consistent. I know I'm the consistency queen and it's not sexy sometimes. Trust me, there are some days where I don't want to show up. But just like motherhood, just like being a spouse, just like having your own business, the days you don't want to show up are the most important days you have to show up, right? Like we can't just wake up one day as a mom and be like, nope, not today, sir. You're on your own, right? Like we have to show up for our kids every single day. I do anyways. I have a 7 and a 10-year-old. Like I can't be like, nope, I'm tired, make your own breakfast. And so I treat my business very similar to that. Whereas it's like today might be the day that that woman needs to hear from me. And maybe she's heard from me 20 times before, or 100 times before, or 1,000 times before, but today might be the day that she decides to change her life. And so I have to show up today for her.
And that's probably the most powerful thing, because the day that you don't feel like it, often you can get the day that you make the most impact as well. So,
Yeah.
and I know
Yeah,
you're
and it's also being like authentic and vulnerable about the fact that you're tired or you're not having the best time or whatever, right? Like people don't want to just see the good parts of your life, especially on social media. There's a trust recession, right? Where everyone's like rainbows and butterflies all the time and it's like no, like this is hard stuff sometimes and like it's okay. It's a business. You're going to have ebbs and flows. You're going to have great months, great years, bad years. You're going to have, people who love you and people who don't like you some days and that's okay, right?
absolutely. And everyone knows that I'm emotional. I'm 1 minute high and then I'm crying and then it's, but well, I'm still here and I'm still
Yeah.
building. And that's the beauty of it. People are really looking for that raw authenticity, and I love that in yourself as well. So, thinking about your business and all the growth that you've gone through, who did you have to become? Did you feel that if you reflect back and where you are now, who did you have to become to be able to have that capacity to build the way that you have been building?
So, I mean, I came from another network marketing company. I was top 1% in that company. Before that, I had never done network marketing before. I was a realtor, right? So it's not something that I was used to. It's not something I knew what I was doing. I just know I'm a really great cheerleader and I am a very open person. I know how to share. So I never keep something to myself. I'm always like, okay, this is what's working. Like literally verbatim, use this, do this. But the crazy thing about when I joined Amare is in my old company, I felt like I was dragging people with me. Like I wanted it more for them than they wanted it for themselves.
Yeah,
And
common.
so I would have team calls every night, every 2 nights. Like I would be on one-on-ones with people every other day. And they didn't want the business. They wanted a friendship. And that's okay, right? Like this is part of friendship. But like I want to build with women who want big lives. So yes, we can have a friendship while we're doing that, but also like this is a business at the end of the day, right? And so when I came to Amare, I manifested that I only wanted to work with women that wanted big lives. And I didn't want to drag anyone else through this type of business. Like we're all big girls, we're adults, like we have everyone here and listening right now, like we have other things we got to do, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so nobody from my other business joined me. Not one person came with me, just my best friend. And at the beginning, my ego was attached. I was like, oh, well, I helped all these people do all of these things. Like I'm talking like making some thousands and thousands of dollars, right? And none of them came with me. But then I remembered what I prayed for, which was I didn't want to work with people who I had to drag through this business.
Yeah.
I literally manifested the fact that I didn't want those people to come with me. And
That's
so who I had to become to be a diamond leader in Amari without stressing out my nervous system, because literally we're trying to do the opposite here, which is like calm our nervous system, is I had to let people fight their own battles. I had to let people not show up, right? It's their paycheck. I can't make you do something. You're an adult. I can't want something more for you than you want it for yourself. And so as I kind of like left that old Carly behind, that old business behind, where it was like holding on so tight, I let it go. And then all of these beautiful humans came into my life and all of these people who want these huge businesses and these big lives. And like, I'm talking night and day, even when it comes to communication and the way they talk to me. And like I'll bring up Jenny, for example, real quick. Like Jenny McCrae, like such a beautiful human, one of the top leaders in our company. And she'll text me on a random Tuesday and be like, I'm just so grateful for you. Like, like for nothing. I did nothing, right? Just I existed. And like coming from my old company, I people were like mad at me if they didn't succeed,
yeah.
right? And like they were like, "Oh, well, I didn't hit this rank or I didn't do this thing." And I was like, that's not my fault. Like I can only pour into you so much. You have to actually do the things. And now I've manifested women who just message me on a random day to tell me how grateful they are for me for nothing. So
The-
I really had to become someone who doesn't hold on too tightly and let people do what they need to do and build the business around me that they want to build. And then of course I help and I train and I do all the things, but like we're we're all here for our own purposes and I have to really just let people flourish in their own purpose.
That is so phenomenal. It's like literally you said at the start, Carly, 1,
1.0, yeah.
Carly 2.0. That is like an identity. You had an identity death. You
Oh yeah.
rebirthed into this new company, which is to love, is Amare's meaning, and then birthed everything and it just flowed because you were being true to who you needed to be successful in every aspect of your life. I
Exactly.
just think that is That is so powerful. And I haven't heard this perspective from you. So I'm sitting here, got all the shimmers. So thank you. It's going to make such a difference. So if someone was watching this and sitting exactly where you were before, right? What do you want them to actually know? Like, not so much the pitch, but the truth of it. Like, you've transitioned a lot.
So the truth is that just like any business, this is hard. This can be hard,
Yeah,
right? And I think a lot of people quit right before it gets good,
yeah,
right? They build and build, and 3 months pass, or a few months pass, and they're like, oh, nobody's interested, or my reels aren't hitting, or whatever. And it's like that pivotal moment that you're waiting for. But what you have to understand is like it's the roots underneath that nobody can see. Do you know that a bamboo tree grows for 5 years underground before it shoots up?
I know that's,
5 years. You can't say nothing for
yeah,
5 years. And then all of a sudden it goes, whoosh, and the growth is just like explodes and it's just so expansive, right? And so if somebody was watching right now and they were like, should I do this? Should I not? The reality is like, if you're not happy where you are, move. You're not a tree. You can move, right? So if you need this for community or income or to feel better, or to, you want to feel the best you've ever felt, look the best you've ever felt, you want to help other women or other people heal in this world, you want to be part of something bigger than you want a legacy, you want something, um, there's no downside to it because yes, the income is life changing, but what is also life changing is the trainings, is the learnings. And I always say this to people that like I've learned things in network marketing that if I didn't want to be here tomorrow, I could take those new skills and do whatever I want with them. We get trainings that are worth thousands of dollars for free every single week.
yeah.
Every week we get trained on AI, on Instagram, on social media, on systems, on all the things. And like people pay thousands of dollars to coaches to teach them that. And here on our team, anyways, not every team is equal, but on our team, you're
Yeah.
getting these trainings for free. So if somebody was watching me right now and they were like, should I do this? Like heck yes. Absolutely. There's no downside. And what if it's the best thing that ever happened to you? What if it's the thing that changed your life? What if it's the one yes that was like, wow, imagine if I said no. Where would I be right now?
So true. And I love that you said about the skills because they're so transferable. And if you look at the perception of this business as a learning opportunity on every single level, and you
Yeah.
get rewarded on every single level, it's so complete. I just love that so much.
And the one
Um,
thing it's going to do is it's going to strip away your BS.
yes.
Because at the end of the day, like I have talked to thousands of people and everyone has a reason why they can't do this and why they can't show up and why they're not successful and why. But at the end of the day, every problem you have, there you are, right? So you're the underlying issue. So it's like you can either blame everybody else, your circumstances, you're this, you're that, or you can look inward and be like, wow, how badly do I want this?
Yeah.
How much am I willing to put forward in order to have a life that I love? How much am I willing to put forward to have something change in my life, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of us like to play victim or be in a victimhood, and it's very comfortable there, right? But it's like you can either be a victor of your life or a victim. And if you want to be a victor, it's like, what does that look like? And network marketing is going to show you.
Yes, you need to change and
Yes.
step into that.
Yeah.
I think when I started, we had a conversation and I was on a Zoom call with you and I'd never met you. And just hearing what you shared and your honesty and what the team offered, it was really a no-brainer. And it was, like you said, it's like stepping back into yourself. What do I want? What do I need to do to change to get where I need to go? But the thing is, that can sound daunting to so many, but you're never ever doing it alone. Like,
Yeah.
not only the person that you partner with, like anyone that partners with Dean and I, you know, here's
They get
Carly.
me. Yeah, they get me. Absolutely. We and like Jenny. again, to bring her up, but she was like, thank you for always working with our team, no matter where they are in our
Yeah,
organization. Like, and I was like, of course, like to me, this is not a downline thing. This is a person thing. This is a
yeah,
human thing. This is a human connection thing. And like, I would never, I don't care who you are, where you are, what team you're on, I would never say no. I would never not help someone. I would never not want, because that's energy, right? And like, listen, bad things have happened in my life, but like, if I can help one person, if I can make one person feel, that they left a conversation with me, that they felt honored and lifted and all that kind of stuff, like I'm gonna have that conversation. So I think when you join this team, it's very professional and it's very loving.
yes.
Like you're not gonna get that kind of weird stuff that you get in other places in
Oh
other
my God,
teams
you
or
can be
whatever.
my best friend, and then you don't turn up, and suddenly you're ghosted. Let's just say
Yeah.
it used to happen a lot. If
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
performing, you're not going to be in my inbox and communicating with me. So
Right.
it used to be. We moved out of the old ways. You were with Carly 1.0 at that old network marketing company, which actually symbolizes the industry as a
Yeah.
whole, because that's what it used to be like. And now we're in Carly 2.0. Here's Sam Harlow in Carly 2.0. She's a successful diamond, and we do things differently and we accept people for who they are because everyone builds individually. So
Who
I
they are and where they are, right? We're all in different parts of our life too. So,
absolutely.
yeah, absolutely.
So I want to say thank you so much again. Like, this means so much to me personally. I got so much value. I know that anyone that's going to be watching it is going to get so much value. Um, Before we finish, is there anything that any final words that you feel like you want to share or express?
No, just that, I think that a lot of different industries are taking on the network marketing um, space. They're coming into the network marketing space. Mortgage brokers, insurance brokers, real estate agencies, all of these professional industries are coming into network marketing. And the reason is because you can build something, but if you build something with leverage, you won't have to work at it for the rest of your life. So if you look at this as a retirement option, building something that's wide and deep that will continually residually make you money forever. And also, Amari is a legacy business, so you can leave it in your will to your children, to your spouse. And really just thinking of it that way. I know, yes, obviously we need to make money today, but I always think about Carly when I'm 70, 65 years old, right? Like I don't want to be maybe I will. Maybe I won't want to be showing up on social media every single day, but I would like to have built something that has longevity, that has, that depth to it. And that's what you're going to get in network marketing. And just going back to what I said, like there literally is no downside to it. You're not spending extra money to join. A lot of the times it is complimentary to join the business. And so we had a guy on our team who had franchises and every single franchise he opened would cost $500,000.
Wow.
And it would take him 5+ years to see green. He'd be in the red for 5+ years, right? Obviously, you gotta get the brick and mortar, you gotta do all the things.
Yeah.
And he would speak on our team calls and he would say to us, like, you guys don't know what you have. You have a franchise business for
Yeah.
free. For
It's,
free. Up and running in one day, profitable, day one. Day one, you're running profit.
yeah.
And so anybody who knows business can see that this opportunity, this style of business is a no-brainer. It's a
Absolutely.
no.
You make it very simple, and I think that's so appealing. I know that I'm going to be that more excited just from hearing the energy and your information. So,
Well, thank you for asking me to do this with you, Sam. I love you. I can't wait to come to Australia.
yeah,
I'm
got it
coming.
on video now. I've
Oh,
recorded.
I'm coming.
Carly is coming to Australia. We're going to fill my house out. Who's coming to meet Carly in person?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording, so don't jump off.
Okay.
And of course, anyone watching this and you've got questions or you're unsure about certain things that either of us have said, please reach out. And if it's in the Wellness Lounge, you can always reach out to the person that invited you. I want to say thank you again, Carly, and thank you everyone for being here. We're honored. Till the next time, peace.
Bye.